Welcome to Pat's Cast, the unofficial Regina Pats podcast. This is our episode for December 23rd, 2018. I'm Matt.
I'm Chris.
That's Kevin.
Witkowski denied him access to the front of the net. Now a turnover, and they score! Riley Craig! James Joseph, he'll spring Zonnebild, breakaway to the blocks. He's into the offensive zone, left circle, shoots and scores! First career goal for Steven Zonnebild! And the Pats lead 2-1.
Pats gonna lead power play. Holmes, re-shot, scores!
Okay, you might have heard it. We have an extra person on the episode today. We have Kevin back. Kevin helped us out in our one of our first episodes this year to do an intro to the season and a preview. This is one of our better episodes and our most downloaded episodes, so we wanted to have Kevin back and just go through mid-season review here. Kevin, if you don't know, has been a season ticket holder for how long is it?
39 years.
So you've seen a lot of teams come and go. This one in particular has a few outstanding statistics that maybe we'll get into. First, it's a little late getting this episode out. We had our birthdays and all the Christmas celebrations that we've been doing this week, so we won't get too into depth about the 3 games that we had last week. So the first was Swift Current in Swift Current. We were going to this game saying, well, this is the one we have to win, and lo and behold, we did not. Again, a little frustrating. We had the lead going in and promptly gave it up in the third period. And yeah, anything you want to say about that game?
Yeah, I don't know. It was an all right game, but we played. The third period wasn't great, obviously, and gave up some goals. We had some chances right at the end to win it. We had a couple good chances right in the crease. The puck was laying there to tie it up, but yeah, it just didn't happen.
The sad thing is we gave up 2 goals on 7 shots in the third. And it was also kind of crazy. Who was it? Fighting scored 2 of them, and then they traded on the next day. It was like, oh,
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, so Kurt trades their next best player.
Yeah,
After they traded their best player the last 3 or 4 times. So
yeah.
Could have traded him a day earlier, but oh well.
Oh well. So that one was a tough one to take. I mean, that was the game we needed to win against. There was a toilet bowl, like we dubbed it last episode, and yeah. So I guess we own the toilet bowl right now. All right, and then we had the home and home with Moose Jaw, which were, at least they were fun games. Hey, well, I guess the home game against Moose Jaw wasn't as exciting. We were kind of, we won it at least, but it was a little boring.
Yeah, we give up the first goal again. We had some good chances, but I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting game. Zonnebild kind of got lucky on that goal. It looks like he was offside. So, but we'll take any. What's that, Kevin?
He wasn't offside. You're allowed to carry the puck in like that.
Well, yeah, if you have control, and it was off his stick there for a second, so
it's a split second. So.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's it's one of those. If he called it offside, he called it offside. If he didn't, he didn't, right? So we'll take any break we can get, right?
Yeah.
So
regardless, the goal stands, so we'll take it. Awesome to get Zonnebild his first goal. Definitely, he's kind of a player I think we see in the future, hopefully. And well, just coming out of the box there he's not going to get many chances like that. He's not going to get many breakaways, but it was fun.
No, and he had a nice shot.
Yeah,
a nice shot to score, right? So
yeah, no, it was a good one. Yeah, overall, it was nice to get the win. It wasn't a terribly exciting game, but I mean, not many of our games are going to be terribly exciting, I don't think. So, yeah, and then the next night, we rolled into Moose Jaw. So we went to this game, kind of made a weekend of it. It was fun, right? It was teddy bear toss, so that was good. We didn't throw our teddy bears on our first goal, which was like 30 seconds in or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, 56 seconds, and then we didn't
Nice
have
to get that one.
yeah, we didn't have to wait long though to score. They scored like 20 seconds later, and I never heard a count on the Bears. Did you guys?
No.
No, it was quite a few. I wouldn't say it was more than ours, but it was a good haul. I think it looked like. I did see. Speaking of, there were some kids in front of us. They had some canines. So there's about 3 or 4 canines ended up in the pile, canine plushies.
That was good, yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
Yeah, the game was good except for the guy behind us banging the drum. I think he purposely sat behind us, but
I know. I don't want to feed the troll, but seriously, I think this guy came and sat right behind us. He's the guy with the drum, Kevin. That I think he was at the Friday game. It's the same guy, or the same drum at the very least.
Oh yeah, he's been
and
coming.
yeah, he was there, sat right behind us, like directly the seat behind us, and was just hammering away on it. It was
yeah, he didn't. It wasn't all game though. It wasn't bad. It was like on the goals or a big hit or something. So it wasn't terrible.
it was
But-
loud enough though.
Oh yeah, it was loud. No, for sure.
Yeah, and then we won't get into the things he was saying, but
Yeah, that's a little
it's.
Moose
I mean,
Javian of him maybe.
we're even an uncensored, and I wouldn't be saying what he was saying. So
Yeah, in front
Oh,
of his 8-year-old daughter yet too. So that's pretty sad to see.
yeah,
I can handle the drum. I can't handle that kind of stuff.
yeah. I mean, disappointing game. I don't know. The penalties again, right? Like, how many we had 7, and gave up 3 power play goals in this.
Yeah,
Those are-
in that late one, right, like end of the first period, there's. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Like
He
we
should have had more power play goals. I thought Almeida had some good chances, but he's a lefty and he's on that left side, so he doesn't have that one-time shot.
Yeah.
He did have one goal from there, but he has to stop it and then shoot it. And if he was a righty, he should have had like 5 goals. But for whatever reason, they got him on that left side as a lefty, and yeah. But they end up winning. Langen with the hat trick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was odd. Paddock going in the third.
It was a little, wasn't it? I didn't think, and I said this last episode, I thought McNabb had started to prove himself that he deserved at least a look more than kind of the rest game for for Paddock. And so yeah, I was happy to see him out there, and then yeah, they pulled him. I don't know if he got tweaked or what, but I don't know. It didn't look like he was really the problem out there. And it didn't really seem to make the difference. I know it did when in that Saskatoon game, remember they switched goalies and it seemed to make the difference, but
Yeah.
just not the firepower anymore. Yeah, it definitely made Tristan Langen look good. Yeah, he got the Teddy Bear goal, got the hat trick, and it was his birthday that night too, was it not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of birthdays, Kevin, I think I saw your name on a sign. Is that true?
Yeah, my birthday was on the 19th.
Oh, excellent. So happy birthday. Very close
Thank
to
you.
ours. That's
Yeah.
kind
You
of cool.
guys were like the 17th or something.
Yeah, 17th. So
Birthday to you guys too.
Thanks.
did you happen to see this game, Kevin?
No, I didn't.
Didn't miss a whole heck of a lot.
There's some talk out there, Moose Jaw, the rivalry isn't there with Moose Jaw lately, right? But I think there's one guy that could get this rivalry going, and that's Jet Wu. Like, he threw a dirty hit on Duncan Pearson that home game. He, like, cross-checked him right in the face, like
Yeah.
at the blue line. And then in the game in Moose Jaw, man, he is pretty greasy. He could stir some stuff up. Like, he could get this rivalry going again, because he'll be around for next year as well, right? So
Do you know who else could get it going? Was Dubinsky. He was out there looking for. He
That's
was
right,
looking
yeah.
to drop him. I think he's a little feisty guy too. So between the two, yeah, I could see, and the fact both teams we're not maybe as skilled as we were in the past few years. I could see it heating up again. It was fun actually. It was still, even though we got beat, and I would say the Friday game wasn't as exciting. The Saturday game, it was still fun.
Yeah,
there was
it
lots
was
of
a
goals. And
decent game.
yeah. Robbie Holmes played really well. Hey, he had 2 goals and assists. So,
I thought he even looked good in Swift Current in that game on Wednesday.
yeah,
Um,
back from injury. What was he out? It was
Yeah.
quite a while.
yeah, like 19 games or
Was
something.
it that many? Yeah.
It was quite a bit.
Yeah, so nice to
Yeah.
see him back. I honestly wasn't expecting him back before the break, but that's good. It's good. He'll be well rested coming up on 27th.
Yeah, that'd be nice to have a good second half here.
Yeah, so going into the second half, why don't we do a little look back at the first half? Kevin, you got a few stats you want to enlighten us with?
I don't really want to.
Well,
The 0-8 start was by far the worst ever start by a Pats team at home. Beating out the 1972-73 Pats, went 1-6-1 through their first 8. As of right now, they're tied for the second fewest points through 16 home games with 10. The worst ever was 76-77 with they had 6 points through these 15 games at home. Overall, it's not so bad. There's a few other seasons that were worse, but it hasn't been the greatest start this year.
right. So that's stats. That's statistics. What you've seen a lot of teams like, yeah, are they as bad as they seem, or is it? I don't know. What's your kind of feeling about it?
They're not that bad. There's something that's just missing. Even when they had Decision and Henry, just felt like something was missing, and I'm not sure what that would be. Maybe having John not on the bench could affect them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. And see, I agree. Like, they don't look bad. Like when you see a bad team, right? They're a joke out there, and there's times where we look Tim Biddy in our own end, but even that was at the beginning. They look a bit better. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Chris, do you have any ideas?
Yeah, like I don't know, we're not getting blown out in a ton of the games. Like there's close games where we're giving up leads. Like how many games have we given up leads lately in the last month in the third period? Like yeah, I don't know. Like it just seemed
You bring
like
up a good point, though. We've been actually ahead in the past 10 games. I don't have it off the top of my head, but it feels like we've been ahead a few times, and we give up the lead. So we're getting the leads, just not keeping them, right?
yeah, we've got some okay scoring. Like we're not obviously not going to score a ton, but we've been scoring enough to keep us in games. And I don't know if it's just we're not playing that well defensively, I don't think, right? And it's not all in the goalies either. They're giving up some weak ones, but they're giving up some ones that are just tap-ins, right? That we're not playing proper defensively, and they're getting some easy goals.
And I think, it comes back to what we seem to talk about every week is the penalties. That's not helping us at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Are we still sitting at near the top of penalty minutes?
Yeah, they're second in times shorthanded. So like we're still giving up tons of goals against as well. Like Portland's been shorthanded more often than us, but they've given up half as many shorthanded goals, right? And our percentage is third worst, so we're right there at the bottom.
There was a guy on Twitter, I don't know if you saw it, he posted something. It was like a matrix of, I think it was goals against versus wins, and it was like this. We're up there with Swift and us, and it's like, it's almost like the more or the less goals that are scored against you, the more games you win.
Yeah. Funny how that works.
Yeah. I don't know what he was trying to prove there. I was like, it's. I guess, yeah, whatever.
And Prince Albert's come back to life. They're back to
after their slump.
Yeah, they're even now shorthanded. They're 17 goals against and 17 goals for. So
okay.
Just got to throw that out there because that's pretty impressive.
So, that's looking back and kind of reviewing the first half. What what do you predict for the next half? Do you think there's any more trades that are going to happen?
Honestly, I really don't know what Paddock's up to. There's Pratt, he could be moved. Holmes could be moved. Maybe they're trying to shop Paddock with McNabb playing a little bit more. I don't know. I really don't know.
I don't know if Paddock's value is that high anymore. I don't know who would be a buyer. Who needs a goaltender right now? Does Lethbridge still? You think if they were going to do that, it would have been in the deal with Leschyshyn and Henry, but I don't know. Yeah. Depends, like,
and how many teams out of the East wanna buy? Like, nobody in the East Division is gonna take a goalie because Saskatoon's about the only team that's gonna give PA a run. So you got to look at the Central, and yeah, like Lethbridge is probably the most obvious buyer for a goalie, and then obviously in the West we don't see those teams as much. So I'm not too sure who needs a goalie, but I think Lethbridge would be the only one possibly looking for a goalie in the East.
But he is one of the ones that can be back for an extra year. He's only 18, so
exactly right. So
value could be there as a
true
33% the rest of the season playing or whatever, and
yeah,
you never know.
that's true, right? So and McNabb, like, he didn't have the greatest stats coming over, but he's looked good here this year. So I think. As for trading, yeah, like, I don't know. I thought you look at any of the 19s, right? Any of those guys could go. You got just Drew, Pratt, Holmes, Joseph, Mahovlich. I thought maybe Joseph came over and,
trade bait.
score a few goals, yeah, and we could maybe flip him by the trade deadline.
But he only...
Cole, what does he have? 1 goal, right? 2 goals?
Yeah.
Cole obviously is going to be here next year.
Yeah,
so
hopefully. Poor Cole's been moved around enough.
yeah.
So where are we standing in the projections of the worst team? What was that, 76? What was it, 76, 77 you were saying, Kevin?
Yeah.
What was
overall,
what was their final record?
They had 8 wins.
8? Oh,
They had 8 wins.
Gee.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, then
We're okay there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ended 853 and 11.
And was that okay? Wow.
11
ties. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we can't even get a loser point, but
That team scored 218 goals and allowed 465.
465 against?
Yeah.
Wow.
And on the road, they went 0-31 and 5. At home, they were 8-6.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's like Paddock says, when things are bad, they're not as bad as they seem, or something along those lines. And when they're good, they're not as good as they seem. So I always got to hold on to that, I guess. And for instance, we've had 144 goals against so far. So 400 and some is...
The 2004-5 team, they went 12-50 and 4.
12.
They were very deep.
Okay.
that must be the year that you and I went to a whole bunch of that second half. I don't know, 8-9 games in a row, and they didn't win 1.
No. It was a nice night out, but yeah, we didn't.
Yeah.
That year they scored 154 and only allowed 285. So
Okay.
Yeah, see, there you go. They were in games, obviously, right?
Yeah.
So
Well, so what do you do? I've been talking to people and they say, I don't even know if I want to go to games anymore. And some have some children with special needs, and they say that's why they go, because they don't seem to care as much, and it's a nice excursion for them. But what about for the rest of us? What do we look at? What do we try and keep an eye on? Or
I don't know. You gotta look at the progression of our young guys. Like, losing Evans was tough. I thought real tough, because I thought he might have been our best defenseman out there. He looked really good. And yeah, fractured ankle, so he's going to be out a while. You got to look at all these 17s that we got, on the back end, and a few up front, and Dubinsky as well. Just their progression, them getting maybe some more ice time. and see what we're going to look like in a year or two yet, right? So
Yeah. Kevin, what are you seeing some glimmers of hope here in this team?
Oh yeah, there's a few like Alkamov. If he could get going,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be great. Sedov, I think right now is the Pats' best defenseman.
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
That's
I
fair.
thought he looked really good in the preseason. Maybe not as good relative to the regular season, but
Who has
yeah,
looked in the regular season?
exactly right. So
He's one of the ones that looks like he's trying all the time.
Yeah. Both
yeah,
those guys, actually, their effort is. Alkamov, that guy, I'm surprised he's not hurt more, too, the way he sacrifices himself.
Oh yeah,
he's taken some beatings, taken some shots and cross checks, and like that one fight he had, kind of fight thing he had. Like he took how many hacks and slashes, and he finally said, "Fuck this! I'm doing something about it." Right?
it's true.
So, here, let's get a prediction here. Do you think we get over 30 points? We're sitting at 19 now.
Okay, I think so. I think so.
We'll get over 30?
Yeah, like I think we could double. I think we get us another 8-9 wins in the second half here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe up to 10.
Yeah,
Just have to put everything together. Just get it all together and get
Yeah.
on a little streak, and they'll be good.
Yeah.
Good to go.
yeah.
Okay.
And we're not going to lose all these games that we've been losing now. Guys will be hopefully playing, a little smarter. They're getting all these rookies are getting some more ice time, and they've been in the league for half a season now. They're getting used to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mind you, some of them might be getting worn down as well with the ice time they are getting and the games they've played. They're not used to playing this many games, so there's some pros and cons, right?
Could depend how healthy we stay, too, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about a few glimmers here. Anyone that you're not super stoked on that's been a little disappointing this year? Chris?
I don't know. Puto hasn't looked great. I thought he'd look a little better.
Yeah.
Maybe he's, come off that surgery. He's been maybe a little tentative, but he has been throwing a couple hits lately.
Think of how long it took Henry to get back to form, though.
Yeah, that's
with a very
true.
similar injury. So, but I agree.
And
Yeah.
As for forwards, I don't know. None of the guys we got left really put up a ton of points in their careers. So I'm not,
Yeah.
I'm not too down on any of the guys. Holmes, he had a decent year last year, but with him getting hurt, that was tough. Yeah, more so him getting hurt, that was tough as well. I thought
that was things.
yeah, he was looking good there before he got hurt, right? So, what do you think, Kevin?
I don't really have anybody I'm down on. Just I don't know. The veterans, like the older guys, don't seem to be, I don't know, pulling their weight. Maybe they're trying too hard, or if it's just like mental lapses. There's too many kids on the team.
Mhm.
I'm not sure. Our overage defensemen, both of them, Puto and Schuler, they haven't been great, but they haven't been bad. Like so it seems like shift by shift almost for some of these guys.
Yeah, and Scholar's been all over the ice. He was playing forward there for a while, defense. Like, so how do you? It's tough for him to put together a solid game when you're all over the map in a game alone. Like he was playing forward, playing D on the PK. Like that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
The net firm presence on the power play, who has two career goals.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
He's playing power play. Like, so.
I would say I'm a little. I don't want to say disappointed, but I think that I had higher expectations, or just maybe he wowed me so much last year. Was Max Paddock through the Memorial Cup? I thought, well, here we go. We've got a solid goaltender, and I mean, you can argue it's the team and whatnot, but if he's not on, which he just seems to have had a few of those games, it's really quite apparent that
very noticeable.
Yeah, if he's not bailing us out like he can, because he can, it's so exposed, I think, with this team right now.
I was just gonna say it's part of the growing pains.
Yeah,
I've seen.
Yeah.
They'll get better. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it's junior hockey, right? It's cyclical, so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, let's go on the flip side of that. Who you guys been impressed with? Like we talked about a little bit about that earlier. Anybody else you wanna?
So I'll come off,
Uh,
set off. Chris, anyone you're up on? Happy with?
I thought Pierce. He's been looking good. He was out there for a while, but he's looked good. He doesn't score a ton, but he's out there. Good effort, PK as well. You see the evolution of him instead of just dumping the puck out. He's rushing the puck up shorthanded. Trying to score even. So,
Yeah.
and the young guys, they've looked okay. You know what I mean? Like the Wrights and Massier, two new guys to the league. They've looked okay. So,
Do you know a guy? I thought Mahovlich was just kind of a goon out there. He's been in the right spot a few times, got a few garbage goals, but I thought he was just like the guy, and he can fight, right? We saw that out in Vancouver, but and I've been kind of pleasantly surprised with some of his play.
yeah, I thought he looked good in that Swift Current game on Wednesday. He was wearing an A that night. Puto was out, so I thought maybe that gave him a little jump in his step that night. So, what do you think, Kevin?
I'm liking Crane, but with Mahovlich, yeah, he's been really good this year. I thought he's been solid for a 19-year-old.
Yeah.
Perfect role player for whatever they need him to do. Kill penalties. Maybe not so much power play, but he can play extra long shifts and stuff if he needs.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Crane's looked good too as well. He's scoring a few goals. He's throwing some big hits. He hit a guy on Wednesday in Swift Current. The guy's stick. It was in, I don't know. It was in the circle in the far corner, and the guy's stick flew all the way out to the neutral zone. I was just like, wow. And it was a clean hit and everything, no penalty or anything. So like, yeah, he's throwing some body. He scored that one nice goal from the goal line. I can't remember against who, but just recently there.
And you know what? Speaking of hits, actually, just reminded me of Nyhoff, a guy not really someone you expect to be throwing it around. He's a physical player too, and we might have.
Hopefully, he can get his scoring going pretty soon here.
Yeah.
Get the monkey off the back. He's only got the one, so point producer next year, or even the second half. Hopefully, he can get going. I can see it, but just hasn't got there.
No. Good. Anything else you want to wrap up with the first half of the season and looking forward to the next? Any other comments?
The trade deadline is going to be interesting. Does Paddock do any more? Does he do any more tinkering? Does he not?
I don't know.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
I think it's going to depend on the calls he gets and the offers. I don't know how hard he's going to be actively shopping. We'll see. It obviously isn't like last year. How much are these guys that we have? Some of these guys that you want to keep, how much are they worth? Like, you're not going to get rid of the younger guys, obviously. And what are you getting in return now? Like 6th, 7th, 8th round draft picks?
Yeah, and it's like you can only have the 320s next year. So can you move a 19 for an 18? Like, is there any?
Just get younger.
Yeah, without giving up a decent pick, right? So, but is there enough value in our 19s to get a decent 18 back, right?
Mm-hmm. Maybe Pratt.
Like him,
Joseph.
even Stru. See what Stru does when he gets back here, because he looked all right.
Yeah.
For a little bit there.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. The trade deadline's always a kind of an interesting time, obviously. Any predictions the rest of the league? Do you see any other big moves? Anyone?
I think Everett's going to be making some moves. I know they were in on at least Lecition, if not Henry as well. I know the beat reporter for Seattle said they thought Seattle themselves thought that, or sorry, Everett thought that they had Lecition. Obviously, I think Lethbridge's ownership of Swift Current's pick probably tipped the scales that way.
Yeah.
But I know they need center help, so they're top team out in the West. So I see them making some moves.
Yeah, they can definitely make a push here. I know everyone talks about PA and they get a lot of the eyes, but Everett's putting together. They have a 27-7 record right now, 56 points. So only 7 points behind PA right now. and they have the experience. They have some experience from last year, right? Going all the way to the finals. So
And they picked up 3 guys from Swift Current
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they could. PA better watch out. Could be something like the Sioux last year, right?
well, Everett doesn't have to see them till the final. So
Exactly.
and by the time we get to the final, anything could be happening, right?
Yeah. Injuries. Who knows?
Kevin, what are your thoughts? You got anything?
I don't know. Does anybody decide to try to compete with PA? Does anybody want to battle against PA? That's
Right.
I don't know. Like, what's their weakness? Somebody was asking that the other day. I thought it was, if anything, it's themselves, getting ahead of themselves, and possibly a hot goaltender, right? I mean, you can see that in playoffs throughout leagues and different years. If you run into a hot goaltender, they can really shut down. But then they also have a really good goaltender too. So I guess it'd be the event that they run into a hot goaltender and Ian Scott has a bad few games and
Yeah, I don't see them lose. It's going to be tough 7-game series, right? Yeah, they've lost a couple games on a hot goaltender, but
yeah.
is a goaltender going to carry another team through 6 or 7 games to beat PA, right?
You never know, though. That's
No, it is, right? That's why you play the game, right?
exactly. Does PA decide to do some tinkering? If they tinker, does that affect everybody else? Does it affect the chemistry?
Exactly.
It might affect the chemistry. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Do they bring in like a top line guy, or do they just bring in some depth guys, right?
I don't know what their weakness is right now.
If Ian Scott goes down, they could be in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And they don't have the back end, like there isn't flashy, like their power play isn't great. So maybe they need like a power play quarterback type guy. Maybe. So
on defense, you mean?
yeah, on defense, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting. I want to see if Curtis Hunt's a smart guy. I think
Between him and Mark Habscheid, like there's
Yeah.
some serious experience there.
if there's something that can be done, they'll find a way to do it if they feel like they need to. So trade deadline is what, the 10th?
10th, I think.
maybe? Yeah,
Yeah.
10th of January. So yeah, not too long from now. It'll be interesting to see how it goes down. I think we're all kind of just predicting there's not really too much major more the Pats can do.
Kevin, what do you think about the big trade or return?
I didn't mind it. I'm just glad. I was glad there's a first round pick and a couple bodies that are actually turning out to be decent players. They're not Jake or Nick, but they're still
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
What can you expect? I was glad it wasn't just prospects and picks.
Yeah. I thought, like I said, I mentioned it before, like I thought we could have got another first round pick without being able to get young, good prospects. But, it was decent, so.
I was surprised it was Lethbridge, honestly.
Right.
I didn't see Lethbridge doing it. I honestly didn't see Lethbridge trading for them.
Who did you think it would be?
Not Lethbridge. Definitely not Lethbridge. I figured it would be someone out west, like Everett or maybe Vancouver.
Yeah.
But I never, not Lethbridge. When I saw Lethbridge, I was shocked.
I think Chris is right, though. It was the picks that they had that probably put them over the top, but the fact maybe that they had them and I don't know, maybe it was burning a hole in their pocket. I don't know. They saw the chance to go for it. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. That first from Swift Current's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that's an ace in the hole right there. So
what are your predictions for the rest of the year going forward? Let's make some picks here. I know I'll go back and say I picked PA to be the best team in the East. You guys can go check that first episode, and I was the one. I think you guys had Brandon up there, didn't you, or Lethbridge?
yeah, I
something
had
like
Brandon up there, definitely.
Yeah. So my pick still stands. I don't know. I'm comfortable with it. I'm going to keep it. So
Yeah, I would agree with you. I don't think that's going to change much.
no. Out of the West, are we good with Everett or Vancouver, or what do you think?
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It might be a little more intrigue to that race, right?
Mm-hmm. There'd be some good series out there.
Portland, I don't know. Portland looks good too. They don't
You never count those guys out.
No.
never, right? Like
No.
Glass might get hot here through the juniors, and Blickfeld looks unreal coming back as a 20. So yeah, don't sleep on Portland.
And you never know. They might be ones that'll be doing some wheeling and dealing to put themselves over the top.
Right?
They could,
They don't sell very often. They're always looking to buy.
Always buying because they always seem to be getting the extra good players.
Yeah, they seem to pull hats out of the bag, right?
Got the strings to pull.
Yeah. You look. They had those sanctions against them, and it almost didn't even hurt them. Scared to think what they would have been like with those first round picks that they lost.
So in the East, I'm saying PA Lethbridge final. West, I'm going to say I think Everett and Vancouver. I'll take the easy 1-2 top right now.
Yeah, BC division doesn't look too hot right now. Vancouver seems to be rolling through that, so that's a pretty decent pick. And then I think Everett and Portland, one of those two teams. I might go with Portland here, just to change it up. I'll go Portland, Vancouver, and then PA, and I don't know, Red Deer. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Could be decent. I don't know about Edmonton. They'll be there, but I don't think they. I'll go Red Deer just to be different here.
It's a PA Red Deer.
Yeah.
Kevin?
Does that mean I have to be totally different?
No.
Yeah.
PA for sure in the East. I'm going to go PA Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Vancouver, Portland.
Okay. Fair enough. Mark that down.
I don't want to say Tri-City. I kind of want to throw Tri-City in there, but they're up and down.
Yeah. The West is.
Yeah, and even Spokane with Anderson Dolan, he was hurt there for a while. Looks like he's good to go for the juniors here. He could get some momentum going back for the second half. He could help that team out a bit. So.
Yeah, okay. So speaking of juniors, there's a lot more knowledgeable people about World Juniors. You can tune into TSN, I think, at any given moment and be inundated with World Junior facts and coverage. But it's always such a fun time of year and just almost ingrained into Canadian culture now, the World Junior Tournament. And got to see, we squeaked by, Switzerland. Switzerland always seems to give Canada trouble. Took care of Slovakia the other night, and they're playing. Who are they playing tonight?
Finland tonight.
Finland tonight. Okay.
Finland tonight. Yeah.
And then of course kicking off. Those are all prelims, of course, and then kicking off on the 26th. I was happy to see Leeson was banged up. He got hit in the hand or something. But I heard he's back now. So it wasn't, I thought, oh man, that'd suck if it was major injury, but I heard he was on the ice. I don't know if he's playing tonight but it's not as bad as it could have been, it sounds like. So
yeah, that's always tough. Well, one guy did leave the camp, I guess. He hurt his knee against one of the U Sport games. So I can't remember which guy it was, but it wasn't a DUP guy. It was a OHLer, I believe. So that always sucks, right? And then you're hurting your club team on the second half.
Yeah, it really
get
does.
Injured. So, but it is what it is, right? So
I don't think any guy would turn down the opportunity.
No, not at all.
No. Good. We will wrap this episode up. Thanks again to Kevin. Follow Kevin at the Blue Liner on Twitter. He tweets some pretty interesting facts there. I liked your most recent one, Kevin. The 101st anniversary of the first Regina Pats game. I liked reading the language in the write up. It was kind of funny, just the language and the English that they use. But
Very descriptive.
yeah, and funny words too. Just it's
yeah.
funny. Yeah. So
Look
And I
forward
like-
to more.
the roster had like what 6 or 7 people. They do one
Yeah.
or 2 subs.
And they played. Some of them played the full game. Some played like 45, 50 minutes.
Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks again to Kevin. So we got a couple games coming up here. We're back on the 27th. We got a home and home with Brandon on the Thursday, Friday. And then we're in
Then
PA. Oh, good.
Yeah.
And
That's gonna be a tough start to the second half right there.
Yeah, isn't it?
but
Oh,
PA
well.
is going to be 4 guys, so that might be.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, they got to play their backup goalie, so
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then PA's back here on Tuesday.
yeah.
So it's almost a home and home there. So
Yeah.
4 quick games.
We'll just keep on keeping on, I guess. Watching the young players and watch this team develop, and we'll try and make it fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Still go out. It's still a good night out. So
it is. And
still some decent hockey.
we got
We're not
lots of
getting
hockey.
blown out all the time. So
Lots of hockey in January to watch. So get out when it's cold. Get in the rink. Have some coffee or something. And some mini donuts. Get back to you guys after these 3 games, and we will see you at the rink.
all right, see you guys.
Good night.